All right, recording day 2, and I've got a celebrity on here, TPSViper, recently on the Netrunner Live, and I'm going to try a brand new deck I've never used against him. This is it's a little nerve-wracking, but well, you never learn unless you play the best, and you always learn something new when you do. And of course, I have to take a mulligan. Alright, the good news about this is I've actually seen the deck he's running. This is a kit deck that is basically toolboxy all over the place. He's going to get everything he needs throughout the whole way. Definitely going to make it harder for me to run. Kind of wish I was playing my Super Modernism against him because he doesn't run Plascrete. But, oh well, we'll see. And take a credit. We'll res Caprice just to make sure that we don't have any weird timing window things here. And pass the turn. Yagura on R&D is excellent. Yep, he's going to run it. Let's trigger Caprice. Let's find out how we're working here. 1 versus 0. Ends the run. Doesn't cost me anything. Just making sure. Let's try it again. 1 versus 0. Okay. And why is this costing me credits? This is Nisei Division, right? Yeah. 1 versus 1, he's in. Okay. Again, always want to make sure you get the okay from the other guy before you do something like that. Alright. So, at a net, I'm down 1, which I'm absolutely okay with. Okay, so we credit, we hedge fund, and we actually put something real in front of there. Still want to be able to res the Yagura. Yeah, the victor means he has to click through. It's really taxing. So I think that's what we do. Alright. Let's see what he does now. Diesel. Now he's looking for answers. I've got credits everywhere, so Akamatsu Memchip. Again, from what I know about this deck, from what I saw him on Netrunner Live, very toolboxy. Looked at the deck, saw A, that it was incredibly good, and B, it was just something that my natural runner style just doesn't do well with. I tend to run a hyper-aggressive Gabe deck, which, I mean, his works way better for him, but I've tried the rig building decks, or the decks where I'm trying to pull answers as they go, and it doesn't really match with my style here to get that to work properly, so there we go. Creating a server. I'm going to install that. Probably just make him crash it. Might even leave it there a couple turns just to see. Alright. Here we go. Coming up now. Boy, I wish I wasn't so nervous. He's just another guy with the same card pool I am. But, again, first of all, knowing who he is makes it intimidating. And he already has the Dinosaurus, so he's going to be breaking things quite a bit. Kind of wish I was playing the old version of this deck that I used to, which was a Scorch out of Nisei. A lot of people didn't see that coming, which, again, was really good because there were games where I was way behind and never had to do anything. So You know, I had no other way of taking the game, but instead I was able to get it just purely on the last minute scorch. Alright, yeah, go ahead and take a look at that pad, trash that if you want. Kind of curious why he didn't run the Adonis. I know he will the second I res it. And I think I'm going to use that Adonis to fuel my wind server here. Okay, so we'll start the turn. Adonis has 9. Toolbox in front of it. Gain a couple credits here. Or toll booth, I mean. And let's see what he does here. Okay, 2 credits, 4 clicks. Yeah, he's going to Proco his way up. I should have been trying to sneak one out. Unfortunately, the only agenda I've seen so far is the Future Perfect. Much better in your hand or even your archives than it is scoring sometimes. At least until you get a good wind server out. Alright. Inti. It's good for me because, well, I don't have any barriers out yet, so he's tossing and indexing. I guess maybe for the same old thing later. Thing is I'm really susceptible to indexing right now, but again, there's no way he could know that. To the point where I think I'm going to put the Enigma in front of R&D, just knowing that it exists, and playing against Shaper, absolutely a concern. And we're going to leave Tenma line in hand here, just in case. Basically, I gain a credit when I don't feel like I have anything else to do, and with this particular deck, basically it's just a trolling deck all the way. Plays a lot of side games, plays a lot of, oh, here we go, Victor 2, and that's on Dinosaurus, so we don't res, because, well, what's the use? He's going to get through for free. I'm going to pay 5 to give him a free run. Okay, Future Perfect. I could do the 0 again. 0 against 0. Okay, well, he just scored that. Being a little predictable. I was afraid that by not doing the same thing, I would be making myself predictable. Again, it's really easy to overthink yourself with these side games. Well, this is the only piece of ice I have that really does anything right now. Yagasaurus really cramps my style right now, so we're going to guard up here just to prepare that for incoming agendas. Put the shock in there, and then Komainu here. And actually, we're going to delete this one. I'm going to leave the Ura just because, and pay the 1. Okay, now I got sentries on the outside. It's the only thing he doesn't have an answer for yet. And first click, Komainu. And no means to break, which means, oh, it's Kit. And of course, I make a huge mistake and hit the wrong thing. So he breaks that for free. The Ura does nothing, so I give him the successful run. Oh, I guess he jacked out because, well, he doesn't know what else is there. So I need more code gates. Another Yagura on the top actually is good. And I think that's what I do. So I trash the back Yagura, slide that one down, put the new Yagura on the front. See, this is why I need to play Kit more. Most of the people in my area, not surprisingly, criminal players. Most of the better ones anyway. Criminal or Anarch is mostly what I see. So, alright, now my hand is super dangerous for him. There's nothing in there to trash except for the Tenma line, which is going to be expensive. So, now I assume he's drawing for a Sentry Breaker. No res on HQ. There's nothing I'm worried about him getting into. And the fact that it's not resed again. Decided not to trash it. Okay. Maybe he thinks it'll clog my hand up. Okay, he wants me to keep it. Alright. He's discarding Levy Lab Axis. There's got to be same old thing in there. Of course, it's a rare runner deck nowadays that doesn't have same old thing. I mean, events are powerful no matter what faction you're playing. Okay. Oh, this isn't the version of the deck I thought I was playing. I think we're going to need to do some manipulation here. Need more ice, so that's not more ice. So we're overdrawing. We'll install the Draco on here and pay 1. But that's not where they're going to live. And tell you what, let's trash the Shock that he thinks is still in my hand. He probably doesn't think it's still in my hand. But I like the Shi.Kyū there. And next turn, we're going to try the Tenma line. Yeah, successful run. Again, he's probably trying to decide what in the world's going on at this point. I know I would be. And this is risky, considering I have so many agendas in hand. I mean, I've got 4 points in hand, which is enough to give him the game. So we're going to res the Yagura, which you can break for free. Yep, and then he jacks out because he has no way to handle the Komainu. Alright, he's going to have a lot of money soon. I need to start scoring. But first, I need to get the Tenma line up and running. This is going to be just a big time saver against Kit, because it'll put my... Do I have another code gate? Another cheap code gate? I wish I hadn't trashed that Enigma now. Yeah. Tell you what, let's just leave it out naked. Put that on there. And get another credit. 19 credits, I can res a lot of ice. And I'll go ahead and res the Nisei here. Alright, Proco, he's probably digging for a Sentry Breaker, because I imagine there's probably plenty in that deck to put a Hammerlock on R&D, and with only a Komainu to worry about there, as soon as he's got one. Oh, Crescentus. Not as good a hand, not as good a card against me as it is against some, just because I believe probably a little too strongly in the concept of not resing ice unless it does something very specific for you. So let's see, successful demo. He's not going to run that Caprice over and over again. And let's see. I like how this server's set up. I like the Draco here. I kind of want to just reverse those two and those two. Because, I mean, while he does break it for free, he still does have to pay the toll. So, let's see how this works. Okay. Okay, so it's not automated, but it has to be done physically. And we're going to do that again. So we're going to reverse these two. Now, a lot of times this happens in Jiteki. You have a lot of positional ice. In this case, it's really not. And it's actually pretty solid ice in most cases. But here, we're just putting the code gates out front because Kit is dominating. And we've got to find some way to deal with it. So with 15 credits... let's see. It cost me 14 to res all of that. I don't like that the code gates out front are expensive, so we'll just gain a credit and call it good. Basically, he's just going to use that Crescentis on either one. So I'm going to spend 8 to get basically a one-time block. Well, maybe I can get him to use it on the Victor. Which he's going to break with the Og, of course. And then we're going to res the Draco. Yep, he's going to de-res it there. I'm going to res the Draco, and tell you what, let's just put 3 counters on it. And then we'll run the trace. He doesn't have Link. How many credits does he have? He has 5 credits. I have 7. Tell you what, I do have some juicy stuff in here. I just want to boost it just a little bit. I don't want to break the whole bank on this. Succeeds and ends the run, which of course means successful demo is online. Man, I love getting that unsuccessful run there. And he's got a tag, which is always good. Still got 3 cooks left. But he's got 12 credits on Katie Jones, so he's either going to take Katie or he's going to lose the tag. Yep. Okay, that Katie Jones is getting officially out of hand. But I can successful demo to start. And it really helps with what I was doing here. Tell you what, let's brain him here. Oh, wait a minute. He had to have a successful run, which he didn't have there. 10 credits is not enough to res what I need to here. Man, I really wish I hadn't thrown away those cheap code gates earlier. And now the flood begins. Let's put the entanglement in. I really should have res that past campaign a long time ago. Guess just trying out a new deck against a very seasoned deck, and again knowing that this guy here is as good as he is. See, he test run a self-modifying code. Alright, well, if I hit him with the toll booth, I'm basically broke. He spends 3, breaks it for free, and I don't have enough to res the guard. If I res the guard, he gets through anyway. It's a 1-pointer. I put it out the 1-pointer first just because I knew that was going to be the case. So he's going to score the 1-pointer. Data sucker. Okay. Yeah, this deck he's got is very dominating. It's definitely putting me on edge as to what I can and can't do here. How many cards does he have left? A lot. Trashing the Pro context here could be a decent play. As well as the Katie, it's his primary engine from Econ. He got a successful run, so let's run the Cerebral cast and see what we're working with here. Okay. Does he avoid it? Yes, he does. Alright, well, that was a waste. Put the Shi.Kyū in there. And draw a card. Yeah, basically I have no way to score. Definitely finding out in this deck that Shock is definitely not as good as Snare. We're just going to pay 2 for the Shi.Kyū here. I'm fine if he takes it for the negative points or the 2 damage. If I pay more... Okay. So is he going to take the damage or... Okay. Okay. Arnie interface is good. Okay. Stim hack. I know this deck runs a personal workshop along with that. Let's see what we're working with here. I'm not quite sure what's going on. So he wants to know where these damage cards are. He wants to know when they're in archives, wants to know when they're on remotes. It's a smart play and a sign of a very smart player. Of course, again, I wouldn't expect anything more, or anything less, I should say. Okay. Here's the problem. I can keep running him through that over and over again with shocks and Shi.Kyūs and everything all day. He's staying away from HQ because I've got an unrezzed Victor, followed by a Draco, and a Caprice. So my hand is the safest place for these agendas to live. Problem is all my cheap code gates are in the trash right now because I had no forethought. So I'll tell you what. I'm going to trash a Future Perfect because, well, he knows when things are going into the trash. He's probably not going to run that too frequently. I mean, he well may, but even then, if he can get out of my head, I might win a side game or two and make a little money on the side. Yep, he's running it right away. Okay. Again, like I said, he's in my head. He knows what I'm doing before I do it. Respect the hell out of this. Okay. Should have Future Perfect coming up here. And let's do 0. Well, that's the game. It should have triggered the end of the game. He has 7 points, doesn't he? Yeah, this is probably the glitchiest this has ever been. DB0 does amazing things to get this thing up and running, but every now and then, maybe it's something going on my computer causing this to be a problem. So, all right, so we're going to switch up. I'm going to pause. We're going to end this, and then I'm going to start again with a different one.